From chaotic family dinners to countless unforgettable laughs, Everybody Loves Raymond became an icon of American sitcom television. But after nearly 3 decades, what happened to the faces that once captivated millions of viewers? Let's take a look back at then and now. Number 1. Ray Romano as Ray Barone. Some characters can make audiences laugh with nothing more than a raised eyebrow, and Ray Barone is exactly that kind of person. When Everybody Loves Raymond premiered in 1996, Ray Romano was only 38 years old. Born in 1957, the actor brought his own unique comedic style to the show, creating a clumsy, lazy, yet incredibly relatable Ray Barone. As a successful sports writer, Ray always hoped to enjoy a peaceful life with his wife and 3 children. But everything was constantly turned upside down by his parents living across the street and his older brother Robert, who always felt overshadowed. Throughout the series, viewers watched Ray repeatedly get caught between his controlling mother Marie, his gruff father Frank, and his wife Deborah, who grew increasingly frustrated with her husband's thoughtlessness, arguments about household chores, raising children, and Ray's constant attempts to avoid responsibility created countless classic moments. Despite his many flaws, Ray Barone remained beloved because of his sincere heart and deep love for his family. After the show ended, Ray Romano continued to find success with many other projects and became one of America's most famous comedians. His personal life has remained relatively private, free from the major scandals involving addiction or violence often seen in Hollywood. Since 2022, he has publicly revealed that he underwent heart surgery after doctors discovered blocked arteries. Today, at the age of 68, Ray Romano remains an icon of family sitcoms. And for many fans, Ray Barone will always be the most ordinary yet most unforgettable man on American television. Number 2. Patricia Heaton as Deborah Barone. If Ray Barone was the center of the chaos, Deborah Barone was the one left cleaning up all the pieces. In 1996, Patricia Heaton turned 38 when she took on the role of the sharp, intelligent wife who was constantly driven crazy by her husband and in-laws. Deborah served as the voice of reason inside that chaotic household. She loved her husband deeply, but constantly had to deal with the excessive interference of her mother-in-law Marie and Ray's childish behavior. Over the years, Deborah became one of the most beloved female characters in American sitcom history thanks to her sarcastic comebacks and emotionally charged arguments. Many times, she exploded in anger when Ray avoided taking care of the children, lied behind her back, or tried to dodge family responsibilities. Yet beneath her tough exterior was a woman who always protected her home. The moments when Deborah forgave her husband after each argument made the character feel incredibly real and relatable. It was this balance of humor and emotion that earned Patricia Heaton 2 prestigious Emmy Awards. In real life, the actress, born in 1958, has enjoyed a relatively stable life. Before becoming famous, she went through a failed marriage with Konstantin Yankoglou before remarrying David Hunt. Without major scandals or shocking lawsuits, Patricia chose a peaceful family life. Today, at the age of 68, she remains active in the entertainment industry and in the memories of viewers. Deborah Barone will always be the strong woman who kept the Barone family from falling completely into chaos. Number 3. Brad Garrett as Robert Barone. In the world of Everybody Loves Raymond, perhaps no one was both as pitiful and as hilarious as Robert Barone. When the show debuted in 1996, Brad Garrett was only 36 years old and immediately stood out with his towering height and distinctive deep voice. As Ray's older brother and a dedicated police officer, Robert always lived in the shadow of his younger sibling, who received all the family's attention. That feeling of being overlooked followed him throughout the series, leading to countless bittersweet and hilarious situations. Robert constantly envied Ray, felt hurt by Marie's favoritism, and struggled through numerous romantic disappointments. The collapse of his first marriage sent him into a crisis, but his love for Amy McDougal eventually opened a happier chapter in his life. From a lonely and insecure man, Robert gradually matured, learned to accept himself, and finally found his place within the family. The emotional depth and unique comedic style of the character earned Brad Garrett 3 Emmy Awards. In real life, the actor, Born in 1960, also experienced difficulties when his marriage to Jill Diven ended in divorce in 2007 after nearly a decade together. However, he avoided serious scandals involving drugs or violence. After Everybody Loves Raymond, Brad Garrett continued to enjoy success in voice acting and television. Today, at the age of 66, he is still remembered as the special soul of the Barone family, a brother who longed to be loved but managed to make audiences laugh more than anyone else. Number 4. Doris Roberts as Marie Barone. Some mothers appear on television and make audiences both adore them and fear them at the same time, and Marie Barone is one such example. When Everybody Loves Raymond premiered in 1996, Doris Roberts was already 71 years old. Born in 1925, the actress portrayed the traditional mother who always believed she knew what was best for her family. Living directly across the street from Ray, Marie was involved in nearly every major and minor event in her children's lives. She cooked, babysat, and offered advice, but she also constantly interfered far too deeply in the private lives of Ray and Deborah. Her favoritism toward Ray repeatedly hurt Robert, while her verbal battles with Deborah became one of the show's trademarks. Over the years, audiences discovered that beneath her controlling nature was a mother deeply devoted to her family. Moments when Marie quietly cared for Frank during his illnesses or worried about her children added remarkable emotional depth. The role earned Doris Roberts 4 Emmy Awards and made her one of the most famous mothers in American sitcom history. In real life, she enjoyed a career spanning decades and avoided major scandals. After her husband William Goyen passed away in 1983, Doris devoted much of her time to acting and charitable causes. On April 17, 2016, the actress passed away at the age of 90. Although she is gone, the image of Marie Barone with her homemade meals and constant meddling still brings nostalgic smiles to millions of fans whenever they remember Everybody Loves Raymond. Number 5. Peter Boyle as Frank Barone. Rude and hot-tempered yet deeply loving beneath the surface, Frank Barone was like an unexpected storm inside the Barone household. In 1996, Peter Boyle was 61 years old when he accepted the role of this difficult father. Born in 1935, he transformed Frank into a character impossible to mistake for anyone else. Frank loved sports, hated showing emotions, and constantly delivered sarcastic remarks that made the entire family shake their heads. His endless verbal battles with Marie created countless legendary comedic moments. Although he always acted tough, Frank secretly loved his family in his own unique way. He rarely expressed affection openly, but he was always willing to protect his loved ones when necessary. Over the years, Frank gradually revealed his softer side, especially during moments when old age reminded him of the importance of family bonds. Peter Boyle turned what could have been a gruff old man into a remarkably relatable and unforgettable character. In real life, the actor endured several severe health crises during the 1970s and nearly died from a rare form of vasculitis. Nevertheless, he overcame those struggles and continued dedicating himself to his craft. Unlike many Hollywood stars, Peter Boyle avoided major scandals and controversial personal issues. On December 12, 2006, he passed away at the age of 71 from heart disease and multiple myeloma. Yet for fans, Frank Barone will forever remain the toughest, funniest, and most genuine father American sitcoms have ever created. Number 6. Monica Horan as Amy McDougal Barone. Amid the familiar arguments of the Barone family, Amy McDougal was like a gentle breeze that brought a rare sense of balance. When she appeared in Everybody Loves Raymond in the late 1990s, Monica Horan was around 35 years old and quickly won over audiences. Born in 1963, the actress portrayed Amy, a kind-hearted and forgiving woman who became the greatest love of Robert Barone's life. Their romantic journey was far from easy. Robert often struggled with insecurity and feared losing Amy, while she had to deal with the differences between their families and pressure from her own mother. At one point, they even broke up and seemed unlikely to reunite. But after many challenges, Amy and Robert eventually got married. Amy's patience and compassion helped Robert mature tremendously. Although she was never the loudest character, Amy played an important role in providing some of the series' most touching moments. In real life, Monica Horan married Philip Rosenthal, the creator of Everybody Loves Raymond, and theirs remains one of Hollywood's beautiful love stories. Her private life has remained relatively quiet, without divorces, addiction problems, or controversial scandals. After the show ended, Monica continued acting and appeared in several projects created by her husband. Today, at the age of 63, she is still loved by audiences for her portrayal of Amy McDougal Barone, the woman who brought happiness to Robert and helped complete the Barone family. Number 7. Madeline Sweeten as Allie Barone. In a household always filled with laughter and endless arguments, Allie Barone was the oldest child of Ray and Deborah and the one who witnessed all the family chaos through the eyes of a child. When Everybody Loves Raymond first aired in 1996, Madeline Sweeten was only 5 years old. Born in 1991, she literally grew up before the eyes of millions of viewers. Allie was portrayed as an intelligent, witty girl who often seemed more mature than her parents. As the years passed, Allie developed a strong personality and frequently delivered observations that surprised the adults around her. She experienced the familiar stages of growing up, including school, friendships, and the challenges of adolescence. Although she was not always the center of the comedy, Allie remained the glue that held the Barone family together. Many of the series' most emotional episodes revolved around Ray and Deborah learning how to become better parents through their eldest daughter. After the show ended, Madeline Sweeten continued acting, but never reached the same level of fame she had as a child. The greatest tragedy of her life came with the loss of her twin brother Sawyer Sweeten. In 2015, a heartbreaking event that devastated both her family and fans. Nevertheless, the actress continued moving forward and maintained a private life. Today, at the age of 35, Madeline Sweeten is still remembered as the lovable ally who grew up alongside an entire generation of Everybody Loves Raymond viewers. Number 8. Sawyer Sweeten as Jeffrey Barone. Some stars shine so early in life that they are too young to fully understand their own fame, and Sawyer Sweeten was one of them. Born in 1995, he was only 1 year old when he and his twin brother Sullivan joined Everybody Loves Raymond in 1996. In the series, Jeffrey Barone was one of Ray and Deborah's twin sons. Although he mainly appeared in everyday family moments, Jeffrey helped create the authentic and heartwarming atmosphere that defined the series. Viewers watched him grow throughout 9 seasons, from his first steps to his teenage years. The natural performances of the 3 Barone children made the show feel more relatable than ever. After the series ended, Sawyer gradually stepped away from the spotlight and lived a private life. Unlike many child stars who became involved in addiction or legal troubles, his story ended with a different and deeply tragic fate. On April 23, 2015, just weeks before his 20th birthday, Sawyer Sweeten passed away at the age of 19. His sudden death shocked former cast members and fans around the world. The Sweeten family endured unimaginable grief following the loss. Although his life was far too short, Sawyer left behind beautiful memories for audiences. To many people, Jeffrey Barone will forever remain the innocent young boy with the bright smile from a television family that everyone loved. Number 9. Sullivan Sweeten as Michael Barone. If Jeffrey represented one half of the lovable twin duo, then Michael Barone was the other piece that completed the family portrait of Ray and Deborah. Born in 1995, Sullivan Sweeten was only 1 year old when he first appeared on Everybody Loves Raymond. Growing up alongside the show, he gradually became a familiar face to American television audiences. Michael never had many complicated storylines, but his mischievous moments with his siblings and the headaches he caused Ray and Deborah contributed greatly to the authenticity of family life portrayed in the series. Viewers watched him grow day by day, making Everybody Loves Raymond feel like the diary of a real family. After the series concluded in 2005, Sullivan chose to step away from Hollywood. Unlike many child actors who struggled with early fame, he lived a quiet life and stayed away from the scandals often associated with celebrity culture. However, The greatest tragedy arrived in 2015 when his twin brother Sawyer passed away. The loss had a profound impact on Sullivan and the entire Sweeten family, although he did not continue pursuing acting with the same intensity as before. He remains beloved by those who grew up watching the show. Today, at the age of 31, Sullivan Sweeten lives a much more private life, but the cheerful and innocent image of Michael Barone still brings back memories of the golden years of one of America's most beloved sitcoms. Number 10, Fred Willard as Hank McDougal. Although he did not appear from the very beginning, Hank McDougal still managed to leave a lasting impression on audiences. When Fred Willard joined Everybody Loves Raymond, he was already in his 60s. Born in 1933, he portrayed Hank McDougal, Amy's father and a member of the Barone family's extended in-law circle. Compared to Frank's temper and Marie's controlling personality, Hank brought calmness and occasionally a touch of eccentricity. Whenever the two families gathered together, hilarious situations often emerged, especially when the completely opposite personalities of Frank and Hank clashed. Even though he did not appear frequently, Hank made a lasting impact through Fred Willard's unique and charming comedic style. The character's kindness and gentle nature helped balance the familiar chaos of Everybody Loves Raymond. In real life, Fred Willard was regarded as one of Hollywood's most respected comedians. However, in 2012, he became involved in a controversial incident related to inappropriate behavior at an adult movie theater. The event brought unwanted attention to his name for a short period, but he continued working and remained beloved by the public. On May 15, 2020, Fred Willard passed away at the age of 86, although he is gone. Hank McDougal's warm smile and special charm remain a treasured part of fans' memories of the series. Nearly 3 decades later, the laughter of Everybody Loves Raymond has never truly faded. Some cast members continue to shine, while others have quietly left this world. Yet together, they created an immortal television family, one that audiences will always return to whenever they long for life's simplest and warmest moments. Bye.